What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 7 of If I Had a Hammer. And before we get into today's matches versus Liverpool and Aston Villa, let's go over the previously 8 matches we've played in the Premier League, Europa League, and the FA Cup. And all these are going to take place in chronological order, so since our last double live com of the double 0-0 draws to Southampton and Stoke, we then followed that up with a 3-0 victory over Bournemouth at home. Pelosi, Tompkins, and Victor Moses all with goals as West Ham outshot and outsnipered Bournemouth, 18 shots, 10 of them on target. And with the exception of Pedro Obiang, everybody got above a 7 rating on the team. Everybody played well from the defense to the offense, creating chances and scoring goals. Yes, we didn't have a lot of possession compared to Bournemouth, but we didn't need it, clearly, as we were able to cross the ball into the box thanks to Dimitri Payet, getting it into Victor Moses and Pelosi, while corner kick, finding the head of Tompkins into the net, adding to the tally. And then we took part in the first leg of our first knockout round match versus Ludogorets, and neither team would end the day with all 11 men on the pitch. We defeated them 3-1, but it wasn't until after Ludogorets had their man sent off in the 41st minute that we pulled away. Pelosi scoring a brace in the second half, but right after Pelosi scored his second, Marwan Fellaini went in for a very hard challenge right off the kickoff and got himself a second yellow card, leaving us with 10 men for the rest of the match. But I think it's safe to say a 3-1 advantage going back into Bulgaria, even without Marwan Fellaini, is still pretty good. We participated in our FA Cup match in between the two legs versus Ludogorets, and we were absolutely stunned and shocked into silence from Leicester City as they defeated us 6-3 at the King Power Stadium. Andre Kramaric getting himself a hat-trick along with Theo Bongonda, adding on to the misery, while Pelosi and Payet were the only goal scorers for us, all 3 of our goals coming in the first half. And we were actually leading them 3-1 at halftime. The defense completely shat the bed in the second half, letting those 5 goals go through in the last 45 minutes. A completely undeserved performance, especially with how we were playing offensively. The defense just didn't seem up for it in the second 45, which was really sad because I thought we would have made at least the quarterfinals of this tournament. Instead, we're knocked out by Leicester City. And rounding out the first knockout round, in the second leg, we defeated Ludogorets 1-0, leading to an aggregate of 4-1 and advancing us into the last 16. We had 20 shots, 7 on target. It was equal possession all around, and overall, everybody played fairly average. Dimitri Payet being our only goal scorer. Ludogorets, once again, getting one of their men sent off. But at the end of the day, advancing to the last 16 and making some extra money is always a good thing. Right after this match, we found out that we drew against Lazio. A little later on, we'll show you how we fared against them. But for now, let's get back to the Premier League matches. But it wasn't all fun and games back in the Premier League, as then we took on Manchester City at home and lost 2-0. Marwan Fellaini getting himself sent off in the 27th minute. He has now a 3-match ban, which is rather unfortunate because he missed the following match versus Tottenham, and now he will not be available for both Liverpool and Aston Villa in this episode. But Sergio Aguero, Yaya Toure, the only 2 goal scorers for Man City. We did have roughly the same amount of shots as Manchester City, however, only one of them on target, and you can't win if you only put 1 shot on target. Can't really fault the boys. They played fairly average, but going fairly average against a team like Manchester City will never win you a match any day of the week, and it was very unfortunate that we dropped points here. Our short slide sadly continued as we traveled to White Hart Lane, across town, and lost 3-2 to Tottenham Hotspur. Eric Lamela getting himself a brace. Manuel Lanzini, who I previously got rid of on loan, and then Tottenham decided to pick him up on a full transfer, getting himself a goal in the first half as well. Meanwhile, for the Hammers, Pelosi getting himself a brace. However, it was not enough. We could not find that all-important third goal in the second half to knot it up and come away with a point. Tottenham taking 3 times as many shots as us. However, they only had 8 on target compared to our 7 and 5, which I feel is a small victory as we only limited them to, I think, 1 or 2 shots on target in the second half alone. So we've definitely cut out on their chances. Either that or they let off the gas. I don't know. All I know is that we needed to come back and bounce back with a victory or at least a draw. But sadly, we did not come up with that versus Spurs. And now we're coming up to the last two matches of this last segment, and they're both the second knockout round legs versus Lazio. In the very first leg, we drew with them in Roma 2-2. Zivkovic and Dimitri Payet getting the goals for West Ham. However, Lazio came storming back in the second half after Felipe Anderson picked up a goal in the first half. Balde Keita in the 68th minute knotted it up for the home side. And even though we took 14 shots with 5 of them being on target, the 2 away goals were a massive advantage heading back home to the bowling ground. Hell, any away goal tally is a massive advantage going back home. So let's take a look at how we fared in the second leg. It was pretty much a one-man show as Alberto Pelosi picked up a hat trick while the defense held stalwart, stopping all 3 of the shots on target, as Lazio were down 3-0 on the day and 5-2 on aggregate, seeing us into the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Yes, we only had 13 shots, 5 on target, and Sven Bender even got himself sent off within the first half hour of the match. But Pelosi and the rest of the West Ham squad gelling together, coming together, and were able to see out a victory. Okay, so we're knocked out of the FA Cup, where there's no use in showing you that for now. Here's what the Premier League table looks like. West Ham are sitting in 13th place after that 1 win in 3 matches. 36 points through 28 matches. We have some of the least amount of matches played because of our involvement in the Europa League, so I expect us to jump ahead of Crystal Palace, Norwich, possibly Stoke. Since we have 3 games in hand on those teams, we could jump back up into the single-digit ranks. But just taking a look at the top 4, you see Chelsea on top with 67 points, Liverpool, who we're facing today, on 59, and in second place, Tottenham, Man City, and Everton rounding out the top 5. Conversely, Aston Villa are in dead last place, and hopefully we can come away with all 3 points versus them today, along with Watford and Leicester City in the relegation zone. Now, I am thinking about signing Jamie Vardy. No secret about this. I want to sign Jamie Vardy if Leicester City go down. Hopefully they'll have him on a cheap if they are indeed relegated. And here was the draw of the quarterfinals for the Europa League. And as you can see, we have a monumental task to face as we are going up against Dortmund in the quarterfinals. Fiorentina got matched up with Dnipro, Vitesse got matched up with Liverpool, and CSKA Moscow matched up with Napoli. But as you can see, I think this is where our Europa League stance is going to end, as Dortmund, of course, with Aubameyang, with Marco Reus, Mkhitaryan, Gundogan, Mats Hummels, and I just checked the roster screen. They have Gabriel Barbosa as well, the wonder kid from Santos. So they're going to be coming out with a full strength, a full force side, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to advance out of this. But it was a fun ride while it lasted, and I'm sure I'll get at least £500,000 for it. It'll go right back into the finances. But that catches you up. Let's actually get into today's matches versus Liverpool and Aston Villa. So we're taking on the Reds at Anfield today, and they're coming out in a 4-4-1-1. I think that I'm going to build the wall here today with the 4-5-1, and this is how we're going to line up. Adrian's going to be in net with Socrates, Tompkins, Ogbonna, and Said along the back line. Moses, Bender, Noble, Obiang, and Michael Antonio along the midfield. And the lone striker up top today is going to be Alberto Pelosi. Liverpool sitting in second place. I don't expect to get a win. It would be nice, but a draw would be the best result here. So let's go out, kick off, and see what happens. Well, it's just coming out to a half hour gone, and there has not been a single highlight. Liverpool have taken 5 shots. We have only 1. Oh, we may have a shot here. Marky Noble with a free kick, but that's a rather disappointing free kick as it was taken easily by Mignolet. Some really bad passing from both sides, but now Liverpool actually trying to make something of this. Henderson out to Milner on the right. He has options to cross into. Klein to Emre Can. Daniel Sturridge finds Phil Coutinho, and Coutinho is able to slot it past. And it's 1-0 to Liverpool. They break the deadlock after 34 minutes, and as you can see, they finally put together a decent set of passing. Coutinho gets around Tompkins, and Adrian cannot stop that from close range. Rather unfortunate for him. Right, so it's halftime, and everybody's looking really, really bad. Pelosi not doing much up front. Midfield can't really get the ball either up the wings or into Pelosi to get any sort of shot taken. Things need to change. Liverpool did very well to get some passing together, and I thought that long ball over the top would have found Pelosi. Instead, it was cut out by Liverpool, and now they have reset out to Skirtle. And defensively, we need to start closing these guys down more. That was a good... Oh, I thought that was a good tackle. I thought that was a halfway decent tackle, but Marky Noble was getting sent off with a straight red. And West Ham are now down to 10 men. Well, first and foremost, I've been looking to make a change in the midfield as well as up top. So Pelosi's going to come out. Sacco's going to come in for him. And Sven Bender is looking really, really shaky there, not just in his rating, but also with a yellow card. So I'm going to sub him out as well. Christopher Ayer is going to come in for him. Well, 64 minutes gone, and off that goal kick, we do have the ball. Moses out to Sacco on the wing, not really his best spot. Moses cutting inside, but that ball's cut out by Klein. And it looks like Liverpool are going to come on the counter now. Ball over the top to Alberto, and number 5, I think that was Tompkins, just completely lost him. Sturridge with a weak shot, though, easily saved by Adrian. Corner, Antonio. Oh, cleared away, but we do get the ball back. Moses into Ayer. Bad pass, and it's cut up by Firmino. Ball over the top. Ogbonna gets it. And we recycle it back to Adrian. I really like how we've been cutting out some of the danger from Liverpool in this half, but the fact of the matter is, when you're down to 10 men, balls like that go over the top. What a save from Adrian. Close range, denying Sturridge another goal. Excuse me, he didn't get a goal in the first place. 4 minutes left to go. Ibe out to Henderson. Good tackle away from Obiang. Can we do anything with it? No, that was a really shaky clearance, and Liverpool still coming forward. Firmino, good tackle off the ball. Wow, and then the defense allowed Firmino to get the ball back and get his second goal of the day. No, wait, sorry, I keep forgetting. It's Coutinho who got the first one. Firmino getting his first of the day as well. That was some lovely passing. It was a... What? It looked like the ball just tapped Ogbonna's foot. It wasn't even a tackle. Either way, the defense completely letting us down there. And it's full-time. Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. Well, apparently I'm doing well enough that West Ham wants to re-sign me for, I want to say, a year. So I'm going to accept the current vision, get the contract in, and it looks like it's actually going to be for the next 2 seasons. West Ham want to keep me for 2 seasons. Well, hopefully I'll do better than 14th in those next 2 seasons. So accept, finalize, and I'm now the West Ham coach for the next 2 seasons. All right, now we're going up against the last place Aston Villa at home at Upton Park, and this is the lineup we're going to use today. I'm going back to the 4-2-3-1, albeit I revamped it a bit, changed the tactics up around on both the defensive and the midfielder side. Hopefully, this can help out a bit. I also changed the starting lineup around, and here's who's going to be the starting 11 for this match. Darren Randolph's going to get a rare start net. Jenkinson, Samba, Vlar, and Said are going to be along the back line, with Sven Bender and Christopher Ayer in the middle. Moses, Payet, and Zivkovic will be the attacking mids, and Diafra Sacco sitting up top as the lone striker. If there's any team that we can stop our bad run of form, it's got to be Aston Villa. They're dead last, and they look to be relegated this season. Let's get all 3 points. Let's kick off and see what happens. And us being the home team, we're going to be in the claret and blue today. And that was a good cutout by Sven Bender. Long pass up to Sacco, but nobody really helping him out. Has to reset back to Vlar. Out to Moses on the wing. To Bender. To nobody in particular. What pass was that? And I don't want to see Aston Villa hit us on the counter. Look at Sinclair just running free in the defense. Oh, wow. Good save from Randolph there, but the defense completely lost sight of him. Once again, another good cutout by the defense. Maybe we can actually do something here. Victor Moses, long ball up to him. Oh, okay. I thought that heavy touch was going to be stopped by the Aston Villa keeper, but Victor Moses hits it low and true, and it's 1-0 to West Ham United. That long ball setting up Victor Moses very nicely, and he putting the hammers up 1-0. Beautiful shot. We keep on cutting out all of these set pieces. It was 2 free kicks. And now a second throw-in. Ball getting up to Sacco. Has to go out to Bender. Bender's on a yellow card. Not particularly happy about that. Victor Moses cutting inside. I don't know if that was a shot or a dispossess, but it goes out for a goal kick. Corner kick whipped in. Nice cutout from Ayer. And once again, we are back on the ball. Diafra Sacco. Oh, through to Payet. Payet's one-on-one with the keeper. He has to score this. Turns around. But Brad Guzan there for the save. We do get a corner out of it, though. Pay it. Whipping it in far post. Another good save from Guzan, but actually it bounced off the goal post. Our two midfielders have yellow cards hovering above their heads now, Ayer and Sven Bender, and actually Ayer looking the worse for wear, not just in condition, but also match rating. I think I'm going to sub him out right now after I tell everybody that I'm not happy with their performance. Defensively, you could do better. Midfielders, of course, you can do better. And then everybody up front, everybody meaning Diafra Sakho, he can definitely do better. But like I said, Ayer, he has that stigma sitting over his head. I'm going to sub on Pedro Obiang, even though he doesn't have the best of fitness. I don't want to see another player sent off. I don't want to go down to 10 men. So he's coming on. Sven Bender's going to stay out there for the time being. Corner kick, Jack Grealish going in. Nice cutout, but he gets the ball back. Whips it back in once again. It falls to Ayew. I had two defenders sitting in front of Jordan Ayew, and neither one of them could tackle the ball off of him. Aston Villa have equalized just 4 minutes into this half. Look at him. He takes it down. I have two defenders sitting there. He had enough time to dribble it twice. Darren Randolph didn't even come out to get it either. Trying to cut inside. Oh, found the box. That's a penalty. Ciaran Clark took down Sakho, and that's probably going to be a second card for him. He's already on yellow. He's gone. Ciaran Clark with a second yellow card, and Aston Villa are down to 10 men. Diafra Sakho, the man he fouled, is going to step up and take this penalty. Right-footed. What the fuck? Diafra Sakho shot it right down the middle, directly at Brad Guzan. I have no idea what Diafra was doing there. But almost immediately now, Aston Villa coming on a counterattack. They're down to 10 men, guys. This can't be this hard. Crespo. Oh my fucking god. You're fucking joking. You are absolutely fucking joking. Randolph, why are you even that far off your line? They have 10 men. Why are they all of a sudden getting fucking galvanized? Oh, Grealish all alone out there on the right wing. Oh, this is fucking insane. Good save. Good tackle from Said. Moses. Out to Pelosi, who shouldn't be playing that wide, but he is. Gets it into Sven Bender, and Sven Bender knots it up with 13 minutes left to go. It's West Ham 2, Aston Villa 2. I want to see a couple more goals before this match is over. Oh, long ball over the top. Pelosi, one-on-one. Oh, what a weak shot. And we're not going to get a match winner late in the game because our team is fucking incompetent. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 2. We drew to a last-place team. We drew to a last-place team that was down to 10 men. How the hell do you even let that happen? You know, I keep saying change needs to happen and happen fast. Well, I've made the change. I've made the changes. And the results are still the same. Maybe I need to look to the offseason, because it's certainly not going to get any better for this season. So looking ahead, of course, we have our quarterfinal matches versus Dortmund in the Europa League, and then in the domestic league, we have Norwich, Watford, Swansea, Leicester City, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and Arsenal. Now, traditionally, I was going to live com the last two matches of the season, but it's Manchester United and Arsenal. I see 0 points out of both of those matches. Hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, we are in a position that even if we lose both those matches, we don't drop into the relegation zone. Because at this point, right now, I'm fearful of getting West Ham into the relegation zone. It's not a good feeling. So I hope that we can come out of this season alive and in the Premier League and in the offseason. Oh boy, God, I need to make some changes, both tactically and on the roster. There's going to be some more changes coming. So, until the next episode, which will be Manchester United and Arsenal to round out the season, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. As always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.